WWE is one of the strangest success stories in modern entertainment. On the surface, it looks like a wrestling company, athletes in a ring, championship belts, rivalries, entrances, crowds, and dramatic finishes. But WWE is not simply a sports league. It is a performance machine that blends live theater, serialized television, stunt work, celebrity culture, merchandise, and global media distribution. Its performers are trained to make predetermined stories feel emotionally real, while still taking very real physical risks. That contradiction is central to understanding WWE. It is scripted, but not fake in the simple sense. The outcomes are planned, the rivalries are written, and the characters are shaped for audience reaction. Yet the bodies hitting the mat, the travel schedules, and the injury risks are genuine. Over decades, WWE turned that unusual formula into the largest professional wrestling promotion in the world. To understand WWE, you have to understand the phrase it uses for itself: sports entertainment. The company does not present its matches as legitimate athletic contests in the same way the NFL, NBA, or UFC would. Instead, it presents a form of mock combat theater, where athletic performance supports a scripted narrative. A match is not only about who wins. It is about why the match happens, what the audience feels, how the characters change, and what future conflicts are being created. In that sense, WWE is closer to a long-running television drama than a traditional sport. The ring is the stage, the wrestlers are performers, and the crowd response is part of the show. Cheers, boos, chants, and silence all shape the product. WWE's genius was not inventing scripted wrestling, but refining it into a global entertainment format that could be sold on television, live events, streaming, toys, games, and licensing deals. The company's roots go back to 1953, when Capital Wrestling Corporation was formed as part of the old territory system. At the time, American professional wrestling was not dominated by one national brand. Instead, regional promoters controlled specific markets, often operating under the umbrella of the National Wrestling Alliance. Each territory had its own local stars, venues, and loyal audiences. Capital Wrestling Corporation operated mainly in the Northeast, a powerful market because of cities like New York, Washington, and Philadelphia. In the early 1960s, booking disagreements helped push the company away from the NWA structure. In April 1963, the promotion rebranded into the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, or WWF. That name reflected ambition. It suggested something bigger than a local territory, even if the business was still far from the global media empire WWE would later become. The company went through several identity changes before becoming WWE. After the WWF period, it rejoined the NWA in 1971, then became the World Wrestling Federation, or WWF, in 1979. A major turning point came in 1982, when Titan Sports acquired the company's wrestling assets. Titan Sports, founded in 1980, became the corporate vehicle behind an aggressive national expansion. In 1983, the WWF left the NWA again, and the old territory rules began to collapse. Rather than respecting regional boundaries, the company moved into new markets, signed talent from other territories, and used television to build national visibility. This was a risky strategy. It angered traditional promoters and required serious investment. But it also positioned the WWF as a modern entertainment brand rather than a regional wrestling office. The old wrestling map was being replaced by a national media business. A crucial part of WWE's rise was its ability to build characters that could reach beyond wrestling fans. Professional wrestling had always relied on heroes, villains, and dramatic conflict, but the WWF era pushed those elements into mainstream pop culture. Wrestlers were not just competitors. They became larger-than-life personalities, designed to be instantly recognizable. Their entrance music, catchphrases, costumes, gestures, and finishing moves all became brand assets. A successful character could sell tickets, television time, t-shirts, action figures, video games, and pay-per-view events. This made WWE different from a normal sports league. In sports, the uncertainty of competition is the product. In WWE, emotional investment is the product. Fans may know that outcomes are predetermined, but they still care about the journey, the performance, and the payoff. That loyalty allows WWE to keep reinventing itself generation after generation. One of the most important moments in WWE's public identity came in 1989, when the company openly acknowledged the predetermined nature of professional wrestling. This admission was not just philosophical. It had practical and legal significance. By emphasizing that wrestling was entertainment rather than legitimate athletic competition, the company could avoid certain regulations from state athletic commissions. That acknowledgement helped formalize what audiences had long debated: the matches were scripted, but the performance still demanded athletic skill and physical toughness. This distinction remains important today. WWE choreographs and plans its matches, but the performers still execute dangerous moves in real time, often in front of live crowds and cameras. A mistimed landing or poorly executed maneuver can cause serious injury. So while WWE is not a real sporting contest, it is still a physically demanding performance industry built on risk, timing, trust, and training. The name WWE itself came from a legal and branding shift. For years, the company was known worldwide as WWF, the World Wrestling Federation. But that acronym created a trademark conflict with the World Wildlife Fund. In 2002, the wrestling company changed its name to World Wrestling Entertainment. The new name was more than a legal solution. It clearly signaled what the company had become: not just wrestling, but a broader entertainment business. Then, in 2011, the company stopped emphasizing the full phrase World Wrestling Entertainment and began branding itself simply as WWE. That move made sense in a global media environment. Initials are easier to market across languages, platforms, and product lines. The brand could now stand on its own, no longer needing every viewer to think only of wrestling. WWE was becoming a flexible entertainment label. Modern WWE is organized around brands, most famously Raw and SmackDown. These are not just television shows. They function as touring brands with their own rosters, storylines, championships, and identities. This structure helps WWE produce a huge amount of weekly content while managing a large talent pool. Raw and SmackDown can create separate rivalries, feature different stars, and serve different television partners or audiences. Beneath the main roster, developmental brands like NXT and Evolve are connected to WWE's talent pipeline, with training centered around the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. The Performance Center is where future stars learn not only wrestling technique, but also camera awareness, promos, character work, safety, fitness, and the rhythm of televised storytelling. WWE is not simply hiring athletes, it is manufacturing television-ready performers for a very specific kind of entertainment system. WWE's scale is global. Its programming is available in more than 1 billion homes worldwide and in around 30 languages. That reach is possible because wrestling is unusually adaptable across cultures. A heroic comeback, a betrayal, a dominant champion, or an underdog victory can be understood even when viewers do not speak the same language. The company's headquarters are in Stamford, Connecticut, but its business footprint includes offices in major cities such as New York, Los Angeles, Mexico City, Mumbai, Shanghai, Singapore, Dubai, and Munich. This global structure supports television deals, live events, sponsorships, licensing, and international market growth. WWE does not depend only on ticket sales. Its money comes from a broad ecosystem: media rights, streaming, merchandise, video games, action figures, brand partnerships, and intellectual property licensing. The wrestling ring is the center, but the real business is much larger. WWE has also repeatedly expanded outside the boundaries of wrestling. Over the years, it has explored film, football, and other ventures. Not every experiment has been equally successful, but they show how the company thinks about itself. WWE owns characters, names, footage, music, logos, and decades of storytelling. That intellectual property can be repackaged into documentaries, games, collectibles, apparel, digital clips, and nostalgia products. A wrestler's entrance theme, a classic rivalry, or a championship moment can become content long after the original match ends. This is one reason WWE's archives are valuable. They are not just old recordings, they are a library of emotional moments and recognizable personalities. In the modern entertainment economy, reusable intellectual property is power. WWE's ability to create, own, and monetize its own universe is one of the main reasons it became so durable. In recent years, WWE's corporate structure changed dramatically. In January 2023, the company began exploring a possible sale while facing controversy surrounding Vince McMahon, who had stepped down as chairman and CEO amid an employee misconduct scandal. Later that year, WWE merged with Zuffa, the parent company of UFC, to form TKO Group Holdings. This was a major entertainment and sports business deal. It brought together the world's largest professional wrestling promotion and the leading mixed martial arts promotion under one public company majority-owned by Endeavor Group Holdings. The merger made strategic sense on paper. Both WWE and UFC are live event powerhouses with loyal fan bases, global media deals, strong brands, and valuable talent-driven content. But they are also different products. UFC sells real competition. WWE sells scripted spectacle. Under TKO, those models now sit side by side. The McMahon story is inseparable from WWE, but it is also one of the company's most controversial chapters. Vince McMahon was central to transforming the promotion from a regional wrestling business into a global empire. Yet in 2024, he departed TKO amid a sex trafficking scandal, and Ari Emanuel replaced him as executive chairman. This marked a symbolic break from the family-led era that had defined WWE for decades. The company that began as part of the old wrestling territory system is now inside a modern corporate entertainment structure. Its future will likely be shaped by media rights, streaming strategy, international expansion, talent development, and brand management more than any single promoter's vision. WWE's core formula remains the same: scripted conflict performed with athletic intensity. But the machine around it is bigger, more corporate, and more global than ever. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more explainers.